Ethan sat at the kitchen table, staring at the stack of papers his wife Laura had slammed down in front of him. Her voice still echoed in his head. "Sign the divorce papers and give me the house. You can't afford a lawyer." She stood there with her arms crossed, confidence radiating from her smug smile. For months, their marriage had been unraveling, but he never imagined it would come to this. The woman he had once loved was now looking at him like an opponent to be crushed. Ethan picked up the papers and flipped through them. They weren't just divorce papers. They were a demand for everything: the house, the savings, even the car. Laura wanted it all. "You really think I'm just going to sign this?" Ethan asked quietly. Laura scoffed. "What choice do you have? You can barely cover your bills? You think you can afford a lawyer to fight me? Be smart, Ethan. Sign it, walk away, and make this easy." She was right about one thing. Ethan didn't have much money. After being laid off from his job 6 months ago, he had been doing odd freelance work to stay afloat. But what Laura didn't know was that Ethan had one thing more valuable than money: determination. That night, instead of drowning in despair, Ethan made a plan. He began researching free legal resources, community law clinics, and pro bono attorneys. After hours of calls and emails, he found one, a lawyer fresh out of law school eager to build a reputation, willing to take Ethan's case at no cost. Laura, meanwhile, was bragging to her friends about how quickly she'd have the house to herself. She told them Ethan would cave within a week. She didn't know that behind the scenes, Ethan and his lawyer were preparing a case that would turn her confidence into regret. When the court date arrived, Laura strutted in wearing her designer dress, certain she'd win. Ethan walked in quietly, dressed modestly, but his lawyer carried a thick folder of evidence. The judge listened as Laura's attorney painted Ethan as a failure who couldn't provide stability. Laura smirked at every word, waiting for Ethan to crumble. But then Ethan's lawyer stood. Calmly, he presented evidence that Laura had been hiding assets, secret accounts she thought Ethan would never discover. Emails, bank transfers, even photos of her and her so-called financial advisor on luxury trips funded by those hidden funds. The courtroom buzzed with whispers as the truth spilled out. Laura's face drained of color. She hadn't expected Ethan to fight back, let alone come armed with proof. Her smugness melted into panic. The judge frowned. "Mrs. Collins, not only have you failed to disclose these accounts, but it appears you've been misusing marital funds. This is a serious violation." In the end, the court ruled in Ethan's favor. The house remained his, the hidden funds were brought into division, and Laura was left with far less than she demanded. Outside the courthouse, Laura chased after Ethan. "How did you? Who told you?" Ethan turned, his expression calm but firm. "You thought I was too weak, too poor, too broken to fight back. But you forgot something, Laura. I built this life with you, and I wasn't about to let you steal it while laughing in my face." She opened her mouth to speak, but he walked away, leaving her standing on the courthouse steps, her perfect plan crumbled to dust. That night, Ethan sat on the porch of the house Laura tried to take, sipping coffee with a quiet smile. He didn't just keep his home, he kept his dignity. And Laura was left with the one thing she thought she'd never feel: regret. Sometimes the greatest strength isn't money or power, it's refusing to be underestimated.